Hey ho, welcome back. In this video, I'm going to show you how to make this really cute little chalk couture project using the sample kit that you could purchase from me in my Facebook group. The link to that group and my website and everything else is in the description box down below. Now, in the video, I did not show this because my transfer was still wet and I had to wait for it to dry. But this little paper here, this is the backing that was stuck to the transfer. And when you peel off the transfer, you are left with this. One side is dull, one side is very, very shiny. When your transfer has fully dried, the stickiness, the adhesive properties come back. It's still sticky, even though it's been wet and washed. And then once it is dry, you just want to stick it back onto that backing, onto the shiny side. Okay, dull side, and then stick your transfer back on the shiny side. That keeps it safe for the next time you want to use it. So, with that being said, stay tuned and I will show you how to make it. All right, let's get started. So if you don't know by now, well, you should know by now, but if you don't, I am a designer with Chalk Couture, and I like to put in Chalk Couture videos in amongst all of my Dollar Tree crafts and whatnot. And in my Facebook group, the link to that will be in the description box. So just look down there. It's right there. I have put together these little sample kits. You cannot get these through Chalk Couture. This is just something that I have done on my own to let people be able to try the product without spending a whole lot of money up front. You know, what if you like it? What if you don't like it? So these little kits are fairly inexpensive. They're $10 plus shipping. Go in my group and I will post when I'll have the next batch ready for sale. But what you will get in the mail is a little Ziploc baggie. You'll also get a little miniature transfer. You'll get a single-use package of the washable chalk paste, a surface that we're going to use, and this is a little round chalkboard, like an ornament type deal. Okay, now if you don't want to hang this on something, you can just cut this piece of twine. And I have also included a magnet that you can glue on the back so you can stick it on your refrigerator, and a little bow. So once you take off this twine, you see that hole right there? You can just glue this little bow there and cover that up. So if you don't want to hang it up, I've got you covered. Now this here is a little squeegee tool. It's a little silicone squeegee doohickey. That's what we're going to use to put the paste onto the transfer. Okay, don't throw this away. Okay, these are like permanent little tools. They're not disposable. You need to hang on to these. Because in the future, if you want to get the bigger transfers that have a lot of detail, these mini squeegees really come in handy. So here's the transfer. The only thing that I did not send you is a bowl of water because envelopes leak and stuff, and some paper towels. So what you're going to need, get a paper towel, and I'm just going to fold mine into quarters like this. Just stick it over here. And the little bowl of water is what we're going to use to wash off our transfer. Okay, so let's get everything into place here. Now you're going to want to take your transfer and just kind of work up one edge of it with your finger and just kind of work it all the way across a little bit like that. You don't want to grab it by the corner and rip it off because then you might stretch it or, you know, damage it. So just work it up all the way across and then peel it off. Now what we're going to do is called like defuzzing, because this is very, very sticky when the transfers are brand new and they get really hard to peel off of your surface. So what you want to do is take this sticky side, see how sticky that is? Take that sticky side and just, like if you're wearing a t-shirt, just kind of lightly touch it to your t-shirt or your pants leg, and that's going to take off a lot of the major sticky to make it easier to get off of here. So all I'm doing is I'm just placing this on my pants leg. I'm wearing yoga pants, sticking it on my leg, and then pulling it off. Okay, so now we're going to take our little surface here. I'm just wiping it on myself to try to get off any little pieces of dirt or anything. And I'm going to take the transfer and try to find the center, and then I'm just going to stick it on. Let's hold it up and see if I got it even. I think that's even. I think it is. Oh well, if it's not, it's going to be okay, because you know what? It's just going in my house. So now just take your fingers and smooth it down. You don't want any air bubbles or anything under your transfer. And don't worry about messing this up. You're not going to mess it up, because you can get several uses out of these transfers, okay? You're not going to mess it up. If you happen to get a little bit of paste over here, anywhere you don't want it, it comes right off with water, okay? So you get a Q-tip, get a little corner of your paper towel, stick it in some water, and then just wipe it right away, okay? No problem. Now we're going to take our pack of chalk paste and just kind of squish it like this a few times, because sometimes the water in the paste can separate a little bit. Now in the big containers like this, once you take the lid off, you just stir it up, no problem. But you can't stir in some of these little packets too well. So I'm just going to knead it a few seconds. Just kind of work it down here. Now there's like a little rip tab here. Just tear it right off like that. Now I'm going to take a little bowl. You can use like a little plate, saucer, what have you. And just squeeze out the paste like this. If you get it on your hands or on your clothes, don't worry about it. Like I said, it all comes off with water. And I just got it on my shirt. It's all right. There we go. Now squeeze it out into the little bowl just like that. Now you're going to take your little squeegee. See, this has the logo on it. And if you look, this part's kind of like angled a little bit. You want that angled part to have the paste on it, so that, you know, you can swipe it over your transfer really smoothly. So I like to hold it with the logo and put my thumb on it. And you're going to scoop up a little bit of paste. You don't need like a big glob of it, okay? Because if you use a whole lot of it, it can seep underneath your transfer and you won't get very crisp lines, okay? And we all like crisp lines, don't we? So I've got a little bit here on my squeegee. And I'm just going to start at the top of the transfer on one side and work my way down. Let me see if I can zoom. Woo, there we go. Zoom in a little bit. See? I'm just swiping it on there. And you see how it looks kind of lighter. Where like the see-through part of the transfer is, how it looks lighter. And you can actually still see the entire transfer. You don't want to like just glob it up on there. And I'm going to get just a tiny little bit more. Just swipe it on. You want to put just a little bit of pressure behind it. I mean, you know, not a whole lot. But, you know, just a little bit. And make sure that the entire design gets covered. Cover it. Trying to be careful. A lot of times I'm messy with this stuff. I just get it everywhere and then just clean it up with water. All right, there we go. Let's go back over here and make sure that I have all of this covered. You can go in both directions if you want to. There's no rule as to what direction you should go in, okay? Just make sure that your image is covered. And this stuff dries fairly quickly. You don't want it to dry while your transfer is stuck down. So try to keep this under 5 minutes or so, okay? And just rub it across. Now, as you can see, I've got a lot of this chalk paste left. So, you know, if you want to save this, 'cause if you do this and you want to buy another transfer right away, you can like take your bowl and stick it in a Ziploc baggie or something to protect it from drying out. And if it does dry out a little bit, you can add a little bit of water and give it a good stir, and you'll be able to reuse it. All right, so now we're going to get chalk on ourselves. Now we're going to pull the transfer off. And this is where this little bowl of water comes in. You don't want the chalk paste to dry on the transfer. So just gently kind of work it up. These are tiny. So I just kind of gently pull it with the bigger transfers. It might take both hands. Just gently pull it off. And there's your image on your little, what is this thing? A chalkboard. I told y'all what it was. No, I forgot. Okay, so here's your transfer. Just stick it in the water. Let's get this out of the way. Just stick it in the water and gently, just wash it away with your fingers. See, it just comes right off. Don't use soap or anything like that. Just gently work it away with your fingers. This can take a few seconds. Just kind of pick it up out of the water and look at it. Now, depending on the color that you get, you may notice that your transfer is stained a little bit, but that's okay. That is perfectly normal, okay? because a lot of the paste that has a lot more pigment in them than some of the really, really light ones, it will stain your transfer just a little bit. All right, so I think I've got it. Whoops, no I don't. All right, I think I got most of the paste off. Now, like I said, you can get another good, probably 5 or 6 uses out of this. I'm just shaking off the excess water. Lay your transfer down on your piece of paper with the sticky side up. And just let it dry. That's all you got to do. Just let it dry. Now that one's got a hair stuck on it. If you find that you have like a little hair or something like that that's sticking to it, use a cleaning wipe, like one of these, hold on, one of these like Lysol disinfectant wipes to just gently wipe over the sticky side and then just lay it off to dry. Don't use a baby wipe or anything like that because it will leave behind a residue. And it won't stick very well. It'll wear out the adhesive. Just don't do that, okay? And now, there you go. There is your little hanging ornament. Now, I'm going to pause the video here for a second because I'm going to plug in my glue gun. And I'm going to let this dry. I'm going to give it a good 10 minutes to dry. And I'm going to glue on the magnet and the bow. I'm going to put this in a Ziploc bag. And I'll be right back. Alrighty, so I've got my glue gun over here. I think it's almost hot. But let me show y'all something in case you do screw up. You're like, oh no, you know, what if you get the paste, you know, somewhere else outside of your little design? I'm going to show you how to fix that. Now, this is one that I screwed up on purpose. I put down the transfer and I used a whole lot of paste. And you see how the edges are not very clean, how it all smeared around? This has been sitting here for over 2 weeks, okay? Over 2 weeks. This is a sponge, a very soft sponge. Please don't use an abrasive side. This is a soft sponge that I just soaked in water. You just rub it. And it washes right away, okay? Just water. Like I said, this has already been sitting here dry for a couple weeks. And see, it just comes right off. And this is pretty much on a lot of hard surfaces, not just the chalkboard. That's what the purpose of the chalk paste is. Like, you can have one background and you can make a design on it. Let's say you make a Christmas design. Okay, you're sick of that. Now you want to do Easter or something. Just wash away your Christmas design and you can put on an Easter one and just keep your same background. So it's removable. And if you want to keep the design on there, you would just spray it with like a clear sealant, like from Krylon that I use to spray on my wreaths and whatnot. Just a clear protective sealant, and it'll make it permanent. Okay, so I believe this here, the chalk, I got a drop of water on it. Stop it. This should be dry. So what I'm going to do, I'll tell you what I'm going to do. I just cut that twine off, and I got the little bow here. I'm just going to put a dot of hot glue right there. Right there. I probably put too much glue. And I'm using all white bows, okay? Because white pretty much goes with everything. And I didn't want to have to buy 50 gazillion different colors of ribbon to put in with these kits. So I'm just going to do white ones. Okay, now here is the magnet. I'm just going to put a blob of glue on that. I'll flip it over, just stick it in the center like that. And there you go. Really fast and easy, excuse me, little project. Things like this, I've already made a ton of them because y'all probably know that I have a little retail spot. I've made a ton of these, you know, and they sell really quickly for gift ideas and retail establishments, craft shows, things like that. These make really cute little gifts for like $5. People grab them up, you know, and like I said, you can get 6 to 8 uses out of the transfer. So there you go. There is your fast and easy little project. If you don't want to use that bow, don't use the bow. Use a rhinestone or something else. But I hope that you enjoyed it. I hope that you enjoyed opening up your kit and trying it. If you have any more questions about it, let me zoom in right quick. If y'all have any more questions about it, you can jump into my Facebook group and I'll answer all sorts of questions, whatever you need to know. So, back to Dollar Tree crafts after this. If you would, please give this video a thumbs up, click subscribe, check me out on other forms of social media, the links to all of which will be in the description box down below, and I hope to see y'all next time. Bye.